Oh, there we go. There. Hi, and I'm back. Did you guys miss me? Did you guys miss me? Hope you guys didn't mind the song, the opening, or whatever you want to call it. Guys, I got myself a PB&J and some coffee, although I am in trouble. I'm out of creamer. I am out of creamer, as in it is gone, as in I am going to be drinking black until I can get to the store. Miss who? Oh. Oh. I'm gonna cry, Nuggy. Such a calamity. It is! Do you understand the travesty it is without creamer? Do you understand? Okay, we're gonna get back into the game. We're gonna head into the game. Don't you megalo me! This is a natural disaster! World War III has nothing compared to this! No, I don't drink coffee. Listen, I have drank enough coffee that my blood is made of it. Agree? I feel attacked. I feel called out. I feel assaulted. Also, I'm gonna say this now. Hold on a second.
I'll treat your wounds.
I'm gonna say this now because you weren't here for this. Why did I forget your name again? Anohia. There we go. Hot chocolate is just better. Hot chocolate doesn't keep me awake. Those are my 2 cents on it. Let's see here. Hold on. Who can say where the wind blows, where the road goes? Only inside. Okay, hold on a second. This is.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
That's what I think about that scenario. Why am I being bonked? Why are people bonked? I did nothing. What? I do have a Genshin account redeemed, by the way. No, here.
Whoa.
I know.
There's a house all the way out here? Huh. It's so well hidden, Paimon's never noticed it before.
Nor have I. And I've hosted clinics at Qingsa Village many times in the past. If you ask me, Jiang Li was trying to remain unnoticed.
Oh, that reminds Paimon.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Hi,
Ask
Blitz, how you
earlier, but
doing?
it slipped our minds in the rush to get here. Could you tell us more about Jiang Li? You said she was your fellow disciple, right?
Blitz, thank you so much for the follow, by the way. It's good to see you over here. I see you a lot over in Genshin's, not Genshin's, Dale. My brain. Dale's side. It's good to see you over here, too. Thank you so much for the follow, Reno.
She was indeed. We studied medicine together under the same master near Chenyu Vale.
Actually, that's a good point. Since we have a lot of people from Hey It's Dale side and we've been yelling at them, can we get a shout out for Hey It's Dale, please? And thank you. Dale is actually, I'm going to shout them out now because they deserve it. And I hang out with them quite frequently, especially since they've been playing a lot of Tales games. And I've been socializing. If you have not heard of Hey It's Dale yet, please go give them a follow. You know, they're a good friend of the stream.
Drop on monkeys?
Is that it? Is that all the information we're gonna get? Can we eavesdrop on monkeys? Is that it? Is that all we're gonna get?
She is several years older than I and also began her travels far earlier than me. As a result, the time I spent studying alongside her was rather short.
Supposedly, she met an herb gatherer sometime during her travels and decided to settle down with him. That must have been Jialiang. Wait, Changxiang, are you saying neither of you had actually met Jialiang or Ayu before all of this?
Jiang Li did occasionally come back to Chenyu Vale to see our master, but for whatever reason, she hardly ever talked about her family. The last time she visited us, she and Master had some sort of quarrel. We never heard from her after that. It almost seemed as if she'd gone into hiding.
Quarrel? What happened?
Can we just remove
I don't
Paimon
know.
from the game?
I did not witness the argument myself.
Nor did Master ever explain it to me. All he would say is that should I ever encounter Jiang Li or her family in the future, I should do everything in my power to help them.
Oh, so that's why you went to such extreme lengths to help Jialiang.
No. Even if my master had never said anything, it would still be my duty as a doctor to help him. My decision would have remained the same.
Paimon never knew you were so selfless, Baiju. Paimon always had you down as the sneaky, scheming type. Sorry.
So a few words from me is enough to dispel all your suspicions? You ought not be quite so quick to relax your guard, Paimon. Sometimes even the good guys have their own private agenda.
That I agree with.
What the... Okay, that was the most suspicious-sounding thing you've ever said.
Let's leave the idle chatter there for now. Jiang Li has lived in this house for many years. There must be something here that can shed a little light on this whole situation. Let's split up. But if anyone finds anything, we'll examine it together.
His foot is sinking through the floor. Look for cues of the cure. Several faint marks are seen on the pillar. Maybe it was used to... Okay. There's some faded writing near the bottom mark. The more quickly Ayu grows up, the sooner can leave. Judging by the number of marks on the pillar, the family has led scheduled existence here for many, many years. Secluded, not scheduled. There we go. We lost her for a solid 3 quest dialogues in Sumeru 2. Greatest 3 dialogues ever. Agree! I feel so bad. No one likes Paimon. Firewood is neatly stacked, and the logs were cut with great power and precision. Whoever chopped the firewood must have been physically fit. Some logs at the bottom of the pile have begun to rot. It's been some while ago since new firewood was added to the pile. But she becomes a goddess when? Some roof tiles broke. Mom and them tried to take a look at the book, but we didn't manage to get lucky. Dad was able to fix them in no time. The dinner table was a bit wobbly today. When we sat down to eat, Dad tried to fix it, but ended up breaking one of the legs by accident. Dad's forgetting things again. I'll have to write it all down for now. And read it back to him when he's feeling a bit better.
Traveler, Paimon, come quick!
Who's that? Oh, the snake.
What is this?
Changsheng and I found a hidden compartment. This is what was hidden inside.
God remains? Also, how is the Genshin anime coming along? I haven't heard anything about it in some time. A year?
You sense it too? You're right. This is a poison concocted using god remains. Is it? Breathing? Paimon's not seeing things, is she?
No, your eyes do not deceive you. I do believe the poison in this bottle is alive.
Alive?
Some toxins act a lot like living organisms. I read about this once in The Origins and Symptoms of Diseases. This ancient class of poisons consists of mother and minor loads, capable of sustaining a connection over vast distances. If it's a concoction of this kind we're dealing with, then both the poison in Jialiang's system and this one here are likely minor loads. Offshoots, essentially.
Offshoots? So, the main body is somewhere else?
Correct. Whoever is administering the poison can manipulate the source to indirectly control the poisoned individual's behavior and even cognition. Similarly, the poisoned individual will hear, to a varying extent, the call of the source.
The call of the... Wait. So, back when Jialiang ran off, maybe that explains where he was heading.
He was going back towards GENSHIN village.
Only one thing could have been drawing him there. The source of the god remains used as the poison's key ingredient, the mother lode.
This is getting crazier and crazier. What kind of person would do all this just to poison Jialiang?
I'm curious, who here plays Genshin on mobile?
Hey, why has everyone gone quiet all of a sudden? Since this poison was carefully hidden away in a secret compartment, the one who concocted it is likely a resident of the house.
I'm guessing it's the mother.
You mean Jialiang? Why would he poison himself?
Oh, never mind.
Think a little harder, Paimon. Someone else. who
Sometimes I
lives
do.
here
How is it?
And who might have
Has it improved?
expertise
Because
in
I remember it
acting
being
drugs.
terrible.
Huh? So you're saying it was Jiang Li? Wait, but that doesn't make any sense either. Why would she poison her own husband?
I
Fair.
agree. It makes little sense. Jiang Li does not strike me as the kind of person who would do such a thing.
Look at the facts, though. How many people in the entirety of Liyue have the ability to concoct a poison from god remains?
It's too early to draw any conclusions. We should question Jia Liang about it once he has made more progress in his recovery.
Do you know of a method to neutralize the poison?
Yes. According to the origins and symptoms of diseases, the minor loads will disappear if the mother load is purged. So if we can find and destroy the source of these god remains, the poison will leave Jia Liang's system without the need for any further treatment. Do you know anything about god remains in Qingsa village?
Nothing concrete.
Even the history books have no record of this. The only ones who'll know anything are those old fogies who have been hanging around here since the beginning of time. Didn't you used to be on good terms with the Adepti, though? You sure they didn't tell you anything about this? Well,
Changsheng's memories and powers are not what they were in her prime. These
Huh.
days, she has to enter a contract with a mortal and share their life force just to sustain her own life. I fear that such ancient events are long gone from her memory by now.
Interesting.
Whoa, what? Enter a contract? Share life force? Sounds like some pretty spooky sorcery if you ask Paimon.
So, okay, interesting thing about that. Does that mean that Baiju has a shorter lifespan than usual because his life is cut in half because of his snake friend? But is that the source of his dendro powers in exchange? By basically she granting him power and abilities in exchange for basically being able to sustain herself. That's interesting.
Hey, plenty of people would jump at the chance to join forces with a powerful being like me. With my assistance in rebalancing your chi, not only can you extend your lifespan, but you will also be stronger, healthier, and able to eat whatever you like with no risk of upsetting your stomach.
Never mind, my stance has been proven on the contrary. There is no downside. Ugh.
Stronger and healthier?
to. Maybe when you retire, you can let Paimon sign a contract with Changsheng for a few days.
Oh, shut up, Paimon.
Unfortunately, Changsheng's contract has strict requirements regarding the host's temperament. None of her hosts have ever been exempted from these rules. I fear that I will be unable to accommodate your wishes, Paimon.
Temperament? Hey! What are you trying to say? Did you just subtly insult Paimon to her face?
Strange. Baiju has a weak constitution. And didn't his master pass away at an early age? Wait, so is my theory correct?
Ugh! Paimon's mad! You're getting ugly nicknames, both of you! Baiju, you're Mannequin Man! Changsheng, you're just a pain in the neck!
This is exactly why your natural temperament makes you woefully unsuited to being my host.
All right, everybody, calm down. Back to the matter at hand. Is there any way at all for us to seek counsel from the Adepti about this?
With how antisocial they are, if it were up to them, they'd go their whole lives without showing their faces to the common folk.
Actually, I do have someone that I can call.
What?
Seems you're as well connected as they say, Traveler. We are truly fortunate to have you on our side.
Oh, if you're talking about who Paimon thinks you're talking about, you better do the honors.
Zhongli? Oh, no, Xiao. Xiao? Xiao! Are you there?
You called?
That's convenient.
Gets Paimon every time.
Are all Adepti in the habit of materializing out of thin air like this?
Well, this is unexpected.
Huh? It's you.
Baiju of Boo Boo Pharmacy. I do believe I've had the pleasure before. The lantern
That's
rite
fair.
when we met briefly. I was unaware of your true identity. I must apologize for the discourtesy.
Huh? You two already know each other?
Our paths have crossed once before. I sense the presence of evil spirits. Is this why you called me?
Let me explain.
So someone has been concocting demonic poison. Too often, fervent desires drive mortals to abandon all regard for their own safety. It is lamentable. I now know what I
Lament!
seek. It is true that a god's remains are buried beneath the foundations of Chingsa village. A vile monster known as the Che once wrought havoc over this land, before it was subdued by Rex Lapis. The land was finally cleansed of poison when Rex Lapis used statues in his likeness to seal the serpent's remains. Chingsa village was
Are we
founded
unlocking a new
sometime
boss
after
fight
that.
from this?
The seal is still mostly intact. If the Che is the source, then it must be some of its blood leaking from deep underground. However, its aura is faint and barely detectable. You will need to investigate further to identify the location of the leak.
I see.
I do not like to intervene against mortals unless absolutely necessary. But when demonic forces are involved, things can spiral out of control. If that happens, be sure to call my name again.
I will. Thank you, Xiao.
Nothing. I do not wish to sway decisions that are mortals to make, but immortality may not be the blessing that you imagine it to be.
I shall treasure your words of instruction, Master Adeptus.
Farewell.
What a strange Adeptus. Rather
Is
different
it?
from the way I remember them.
That's Xiao for ya! And thanks to him, we finally got some concrete info to go off of.
Okay, so I really wish I was just thinking about this. You know how most new characters require some sort of new material? I wish that new material was that new material that they need in order to ascend is actually related to their story boss for flavor purposes. Like, imagine if every story quest resulted in a boss fight at the end, and the new materials found there is what they needed to ascend further. I think that would be really, really cool and actually make every story feel kind of important to do. You know what I mean?
If the god remains are leaking from underground, Jiangli must be paying a visit to a subterranean cave on her herb-gathering trips. If we can find the cave...
Master, there's a
My
problem.
headphone's dying. Hold on.
What? Did you run all the way from Boo Boo Pharmacy?
Boo-boo.
What happened? Don't panic. Just catch your breath and tell me everything.
It's Jiaoliang. He was fine one minute, and then he suddenly took a turn for the worse.
Already? How? Based on past experience, he should have been fine for the next 3 days at least.
It seems that my worst fears have been confirmed. Everyone, back to Boo Boo Pharmacy now.
Okay, also, hold on. Speaking of that, I'm gonna point out, I have been playing for the game for 3 years. 3 years. And I still avoided the dreaded C6 Bennett! I still avoided it! Please, Hoyo, I beg thee, I beg, por favor, make us able to turn off constellations. Yeah, I lost that one so quickly. Hoyo, allow us to turn them on and off. I beg you. This doesn't smother. Please. Because if you could turn constellations on and off. No. Oh. To quote the Great Withers from Baldur's Gate. No. Anuhia. Thank you. Anuhia. Have you played Baldur's Gate 3 yet? Out of curiosity. My use of catalyst and bow users increased immediately when I see this.
Dad, what's wrong?
So good, right?
Dad?
Don't be scared. Dr. Baishu will be back soon.
How is he doing?
Dr. Baishu, you're back. My dad was doing fine earlier, but then he suddenly started coughing up blood. Now he can't even get a full word out anymore.
When Gui left, he was still conscious. But now...
Kui, please take Jiaoliang to the back room and prepare for treatment.
Yes, of course.
Don't worry, Ayu. I will cure your father.
Baishu's not gonna use Chang Sheng's secret art again, is he? Is there really no other way to save Jiaoliang?
Wait till 8 a.m. I've done like the opening. What do you think? I freaking love the game. I am so happy about the game.
How are you feeling, Dad? Are you still hurting anywhere? You're not gonna suddenly collapse again, are you?
Much better, Ayu. I'm feeling much better. In fact, I can't explain it, but somehow I feel even better than usual. Wait, where's Dr. Baiju? I still haven't had a chance to thank him. Seems he moved me here before I came to.
Master said he needed to take a quick rest and asked me to bring you out of the treatment room. He hasn't emerged yet, so he must still be resting.
Oh, really? Well, he must be tired from treating me for 2 nights in a row. I don't know how I can begin to repay him for saving my life. I'll have to discuss it properly with Jiangli once we find her. Speaking of which, has there been any word of her whereabouts yet?
No, the Adventurers Guild hasn't gotten back to me yet. I'll go check with them again in a bit.
I'll come with...
Don't forget what Master said. You're still not out of the woods yet, Jialiang. I strongly suggest that you stay and rest at Boo Boo Pharmacy for now. I can accompany Ayu to the Adventurers Guild.
I suppose you're right. I'll have to rely on you this time. Though, on the bright side, this means I can thank Dr. Baiju in person once he's finished resting.
Traveler, Baiju hasn't shown his face ever since he went in to treat Jialiang again. Do you think he...
Let's go check up on him.
Huh? Hey, wait up!
Huh?
Okay, good lord. They officially announced the cause of the Act 3 crashes is hilarious. You are weighted down by your misdeeds and they broke the game's back. Wait, what? Where? Where, Drepo?
You're finally awake? That was far too risky. Even with me here to help you balance your chi.
There was no time. I had no other choice. In any case, it was not completely without benefit to myself. I managed to learn something. Jiangli's design is quite brilliant. She makes numerous innovations that I can learn from. Alas, if only there wasn't a catch.
So, how much longer do you think Baiju's gonna nap for?
They've been outside waiting for you the whole time while you were asleep. Shall we at least go and show our faces?
All right.
Surely he hasn't. There's no way he could have just...
Who's talking behind our backs again?
Ah! Baiju! Changsheng!
Are you both okay?
Of course. There's no need to be concerned. I merely had to transfer a rather large amount of life force on this occasion. But, with Changsheng's help, I will recover in time.
Jialiang seemed fine yesterday. Why did he need more life-saving treatment again so soon?
I made an error in my initial diagnosis. Jialiang is in fact suffering from more than one ailment.
Oh, great.
As a result, his life force depleted at a greater rate than I had anticipated.
Lovely.
What? You mean, even if you got all the poison out of him, he'd still be sick?
Yes. But more pertinently, the poison in Jialiang's system is there precisely because it is being used to manage his underlying medical condition.
Oh.
Jialiang has a rare congenital heart condition, and ongoing treatment is essential to maintaining healthy functioning of his heart meridian. Left untreated, it puts the patient at risk of coughing up blood and fainting, and in the longer term, causes irreversible damage to the internal organs. Though it was created from god remains, this formula is not a poison in Jialiang's case. Rather, it's his medication.
Had he not taken it all these years, he likely would have died a long time ago.
So that's why Jiangli did it.
Still, using poison to treat a disease is hardly a viable long-term solution. As time passed, and the poison accumulated in his system, it began to impact his cognition. Moreover, the longer he relied upon this medicine, the more resistant his body became to it. Jiangli had to concoct ever greater quantities to ensure its continued efficacy, or he could have still perished at any moment.
That explains why Ayu said his dad has been getting worse, and why his mom went off to gather herbs.
God remains are extremely dangerous to be around, because humans have no natural defense against them. I shudder to think how many times Jiangli has exposed herself to them. I fear that the situation is just as that Adeptus described. In an effort to save Jialiang's life, Jiangli has abandoned all regard for her own safety.
I never suspected that even Jiangli would turn to the same path as so many others over the years. Perhaps this is the inevitable course of fate. To sacrifice one's own life to save others. To go beyond human means in order to do the impossible, whatever the cost may be.
Fate.
Well, I think that it's too early to say with any certainty what fate has in mind. In any case, I have stabilized Jialiang's condition for now, so our immediate priority should be to get ourselves back to Qingsa village and find out where Jiangli is. Her regular exposure to God remains over such a long period will have been catastrophic for her health. And given that she's already been missing for several days, I am fearing the worst.
Who's there?
It's me, Traveler, Dr. Baiju.
I appreciate Lyrian's honesty and transparency. I really appreciate it.
Jialiang! Don't tell Paimon you overheard everything already.
Dr. Baiju, please let me come with you. You've already done so much for my family. I can no longer just sit here and watch while you put yourself at risk for Jiangli's sake. After all, if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have had to put herself in harm's way in the first place. I know I won't be of much help in battle, but at the very least, I can show you the way. I'm sure I'll be able to remember. I know there's a spot where she says goodbye to me every time she goes to gather her herbs. I'm sure I'll remember. I have to remember.
Be careful. If you get too agitated, your blood pressure and stress levels will rise, putting further pressure on your heart. For your own safety, you should stay here and rest.
What's the oh my god for,
we're out of
Nugget?
time. We have to go now. Right now. Before I forget everything again.
This trip will be extremely dangerous, and there is a very real possibility that you will not return from it. Are you sure you're prepared for that?
I never expected to live this long in the first place. My death is already long overdue. So why should I fear it?
Your
There's
son.
only one thing I fear now, and that's that I'll forget her again before we manage to find her.
Your son.
Very well. Then follow me.
I have to look into him a bit more, but from what I gather, it's just a freeze comp.
Are you heading out again?
Yes. This could be a long one. Could you please prepare a dose of the usual formula? Please add an extra measure of mistgrass pollen and 1 dose each of the ingredients from the 3rd and 5th compartments of my medicine cabinet. I hope it works.
Dr. Baishu? Do you mean...
Hop to it now. And remember to be careful with the cauldron this time. You don't want to burn yourself again.
Okay.
The main one I see right now is Ryothly with the Hydro Archon with what is he? With Farina and Charlotte with Kazuha in the mix of it. But I haven't played him, so I'm very, very out of the building scheme, so I'd have to like go in and look. He's one of the characters I want, though. I've seen his playstyle and I really dig it. You need a oh wait, yeah, you use Shingsho in there, but no damage. Okay.
That strange feeling is back. It's just like the day I went missing. It's as if something inside me is trying to guide me somewhere.
The Motherlode's influence is growing stronger. But is it because we're getting closer to the source? Or because the leakage of Che blood is growing more severe? Jialiang, can you sense which direction the source is in?
I think it's this way. Yes, I'm sure of it.
Are we gonna have a fight here soon? This seems like the key prime aspect
I feel
for
a dull
combat.
ache in my heart. This must be the way. This place feels familiar. I think I've been here before.
There is an inauspicious presence here.
Where?
Even I can sense it.
Where, Raimi?
I think I remember this place.
Jialiang, are you okay? Maybe you should rest here while we continue the search.
No, I have to keep going. Jiangli is still waiting for me. Then let's hurry.
Head to the underground space. Okay. Dendro and Geo. Yeah. Current party's lower. Yeah, I don't care. Really? I don't struggle with this game at all anymore.
This place gives Paimon the creeps.
Yeah, it said it's got a
Who knows
push.
what we're gonna find up ahead?
The digging marks here appear amateur and rather old. I suspect it is a thieves' tunnel.
A thieves' tunnel? Paimon has heard rumors about treasure around these parts before. Maybe it was the treasure hoarders that dug this tunnel.
Judging by the tools they left behind, it's certainly a possibility. But why did they abandon this place without even stopping to pack up their tools?
I remember now. She took me here once and told me that she'd found a way to save me in this cave. But she said that the method would cause me to, curses. Why can't I remember what she said?
Easy, Jialiang. Come on, let's keep going.
Okay, yeah, we're using the...
The doctor was fine.
Mind the side effects.
Scatter! Surrender!
A bitter pill to swallow.
Propagate! Germinate!
Wings of darkness!
Futile!
Whoa, there's a sensor here. Those treasure hoarders sure made themselves at home.
I don't see any dust on the sensor surface. I don't think this was left here by the treasure hoarders.
I believe this sensor was used to burn a monster-repelling incense.
A monster repelling incense? You sure? 'Cause we did run into that group of monsters just now.
The incense was burned several days ago. If I had to guess, the monsters we fought just now were enticed here by some entity deeper inside the cave. No doubt an encounter with the very same entity was what prompted the treasure hoarders to flee and abandon their designs on this cave. After them, Jiang Li was the next person to discover this place and what lies inside. But to her, it presented an opportunity to save Jia Liang's life, albeit as a last resort.
That's right. This sensor, it belongs to Jiang Li. Yes, this was the place. This is where I told Jiang Li to give me the poison.
Oh my gosh.
I'm fine. Let's keep going. I can feel it. She is right below us, waiting for me.
Yeah, I do not like Wanderer either. Wanderer is the only
We're getting
character
close.
I regret pulling.
We're almost there. It's right up ahead. The place where we made a pact together to...
The fact that my Hazo does more damage than my Wanderer does is a little bit obnoxious. Especially since my Wanderer is C1. I got unlucky.
From the looks of it, the energy released by this mechanism can not only clear barriers, but also be conducted by corresponding mechanisms. Perhaps it's something we can make use of.
I know a lot of people like him, but it's kind of like I do not like Shao for the exact same playstyle reasons. What if we push it this way? You both? No, just got this one. Chess. Like, I do not like Shao because he actively does.
Remember, health comes first.
Scatter! Through me, justice is served. Their penance is due. You stand condemned. Guilty. Tough crowd. You stand condemned. Their penance penance is due.
In the chest. It doesn't feel like the shield lasts very long. I want to know the duration of the shield. Okay. Shouldn't I be able to activate it now? Oh, okay. Baiju shield is meant to be popped. Yeah, but it's supposed to also refresh.